Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this segment of Jabbering with John. Today, my guest is Jean Becker.
Hi.
Jean is known to most of you as the concierge in the Welcome Center. And I think it might be helpful if, Jean, you may want to share with viewers why you might have been selected to be this month's guest on Jabbering with John.
Well, I can guess that's probably because I am retiring very soon, the June of this year, June 28th to be exact.
Okay. So June 28th will be Jean Becker's last day
Right.
as concierge extraordinaire in the Welcome Center. And that June 28th, 2023 will mark how many years with Brethren Village?
Just over 16 years.
Wow.
16 years here.
Did it go fast?
It did go fast. I'm surprised how fast it went. When I say 16 years, it just, wow. Can't believe it.
I know. Time has a way of doing that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. As you get older, too.
Okay, we won't talk about that. But in those 16 years, Jean, what has changed at Brethren Village?
Oh gosh, a lot has changed. Just the look of the village certainly has changed since I started here. And I started here as a part-time job and then went on to full-time. Yeah, the campus changed. Residents coming in, they've changed. It's a more younger group, more active group. Team members, before COVID, however, there were lots of good team members, lots of people, friends. Yeah, it's changed. Try to be more specific, I don't know.
Well,
But
maybe that's what we can find out with some jabbering today. But I think you make a really good point. We all know that COVID has really done something. I'm not sure we can fully grasp what impact it had, but it definitely has had an impact. And certainly, someone in your position and the responsibilities you hold here, you're interacting with residents and team members every day.
right. Mm-hmm.
Every day. So your day starts at what time?
7 a.m. The phones open up for residents, team members, and outside community to get in touch with Brethren Village. And I'm at the main switchboard, so we are I am the first, or anyone that sits there at the Welcome Center are the first impressions that people get of Brethren Village.
So, Jean, you are the voice of Brethren Village.
Probably the very first voice, and there's other voices that follow.
Yeah, there's always voices that sometimes follow, isn't it? But
Right.
tell us a little bit about what is the day like for a concierge.
Well, we get the phone turned on, and the emergency system is also there at that Welcome Center desk. So we keep an eye on that. We answer incoming calls, transfer the calls to the necessary folks around campus. Any residents call, we assist in anything they need. Phone calls come in, we keep a census available to us about residents coming and going. And that's an all-day thing because it changes all the time. So we assist everybody or anybody that comes in the door or calls on the phone with their needs all day from 7 a.m. to 3:30. And then we have a late shift from 3:30 to 7 to cover the phones in the emergency system and really help with security because security's out and about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Would you have any idea how many phone calls you personally take in a day's time?
Oh my gosh, there was a time when I would count them. Let me think. It could range from, like Monday was a busy day, so probably had anywhere between 50 and 75 phone calls. Part of that is because we are also a place for tax appointments. The AARP comes here and helps our residents with doing their taxes. So that just started. So that could have been a lot of phone calls. But yeah, there's seldom a time where there's less than 25 or 50 phone calls in one day. So yeah, that phone rings a lot.
Yeah, I could say that in the time that I'm out and about and passing the concierge desk, there's always activity ringing, whether it's the phone or whether it's the emergency alerts, which don't necessarily mean that there's an emergency. It's just the way everything is wired. So you kind of
Correct.
know if there's a node that's going off somewhere in Oakwood House.
Right. It's pretty well labeled. You know what you have to do or what you don't need to do with that emergency system. But
All right.
yeah, keeps everybody awake.
And then I often can hear your voice on the radio. So it's not just the telephone, it's not just the computer system that we have for all of our security systems, but it's also the two-way radio to be in contact with
I'm in contact with security and facilities. They're the two main folks that I have on the radio. It could be a resident asking about something, and I couldn't, it was something more urgent that I didn't put a work order through, so I got security or facilities on the radio. So, yeah.
So it really is a
too.
lot of multitasking.
It is, yeah.
Okay. So somebody like me would probably have a little bit of trouble measuring up to the standards that Jean Becker has established as
it
the
does
concierge.
excuse me, I'm sorry. It does take a little while to kind of get that because you could be on the phone. You could have an alarm going off at the alarm system, which is behind you, and you could have someone at the desk waiting for something. So I only have two arms, two hands, so one of them has to wait. So
Yeah.
so it can get busy.
Well, and I can attest, folks, in observing Jean in action, that that is not a rare occurrence. That the phone's ringing, the computer is demanding her attention, and visitors or residents or even team members are in front of the desks. So I would say that Jean, as a concierge extraordinaire, and for being here for 16 years, we will miss you. Your professionalism and your knowledge of Brethren Village is really really extraordinary.
Yeah, right now I'm training two new part-time people, and the knowledge is hard to teach. It's hard to train. I guess you just have to be here and go through it, but I'm having to find that training that is difficult because there's some things that you just know from years of experience. So we'll get through that though.
I'm sure you will. I think you're a good teacher, and
Thanks.
as you start to see some new faces in the Welcome Center, be sure to stop by and welcome them to Brethren Village. I had the opportunity to meet them at the new team member orientation, and I think with Jean's training and preparation, they will be worthy successors,
Yeah,
never
so far-
replacements.
So far
for you.
they're doing very well. Very well.
Well, I think as we're recording this, one of the trainees is already working without training wheels.
Right. Roy is covering the phones while we're here, and he's doing a very, very good job. We just spoke earlier this morning, and he said that he's real comfortable answering the phone, comfortable with the emergency system as well. He just wants to get updated on the different programs we use on the computer, like the gift certificates and the Works Hub when you're reserving a room for a resident or a resident's family. He just wants to get comfortable with that, but he's doing very well.
Well, again, I'm sure that with your training and preparation, he'll be just fine. But I hope, folks, that as we're here to celebrate Jean's time with Brethren Village, you're also getting a sense of what it is that the concierge does and the really important role that they play in helping things move along, in providing support for residents, being a really good resource, and also being that professional first encounter that guests and visitors and families have with Brethren Village. So as you bring your 16 years to a close at Brethren Village, what's next in store for Jean?
Well, I'm going to travel a little bit more, and I'm going to run a little bit more, get outdoors. I like the outdoors. And spend more time, I think, with my grandchildren because they're getting older. And I don't see them much. Well, I see them every week, but
I'd like to see more of them.
yeah, more fun times instead of them just having dinner at my house and doing their homework. So, yeah, getting together with my family. I have a large family, so that's always fun. We get together occasionally, but my one sister has a swimming pool, and we like to all meet at the swimming pool.
Those are the best sisters to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I like to do, and leaving here is bittersweet. I really hate that I am going, but I really love that I have the opportunity to go. So, and I enjoyed it here. I've met a lot of great residents and team members, and the other concierge girls helped out a lot with me learning and having all this knowledge. Not sure what I'm going to do with all this knowledge, but yeah, it's going to be bittersweet leaving here. I enjoyed it here very much.
Well, we enjoyed having you here. I think we were blessed that you were part of the Brethren Village community for 16 years. And I would just say, me personally, I considered it a real privilege to be able to work with you. So your presence will be missed, but you're not moving out of the area.
No.
And we're going to be staying here on, Lidditz Pike for probably the foreseeable future. So if you ever feel that you're in the Lidditz area and you want to stop back, always know that the welcome mat is out for you.
Okay, sure.
Now, there is one thing, though, that I have to pick up on, because I don't think some of our viewers may know this about you. You mentioned the word you're going to run.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to run
Yeah, maybe you
more.
could tell us a little bit about how and what kinds of running Jean does.
About 25 years ago, I started to run. I was in high school and attended college and never did the running thing. I honestly thought that it was crazy. If you're running, you'll miss things, so it's better to walk or hike. But I got coerced into running, and I first started trail running, and it was nice. I really liked that, trail running races and that sort of thing. And then I got into road running and went to different states. I was going to try and do all 50 states. That hasn't happened, but I've done most of the East Coast. They were half marathons that I ran with a group of other runners. It was just great. The furthest west we went was Colorado. We had to be there for a little while to get used to the
Was it the altitude?
the altitude, right. Sorry. So that was the furthest west. It was the hardest race I've ever done, the hardest half marathon. But yeah, done half marathons all up and down the East Coast, really.
So if you do a half marathon, you're running how many miles?
It's 13.1 miles. Yeah.
Wow. I'm not sure I could drive 13.1 miles and not feel a little bit fatigued. So I really admire you. And
Well, thanks.
I think for some of the runs that we've had that have gone through our campus, I think some of our viewers may have spied Jean Becker
Yep, I was there running that
among the
5K.
peloton there that was running, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Well,
think there was 2 on this campus that I did.
I kind of remember that. Yeah, I think. So
Right.
I would say, Jean, that that's great. I mean, I think you inspire all of us. This person in particular to maybe get out there and if not run a half marathon, maybe walk a little bit more than I do. But I'm also here to announce in advance of your retirement that our roadways and sidewalks are always open to Jean Becker if you want to have a road run around Brethren Village.
Well,
So-
I've done that too, on my own.
well, I would just say that as of July 1, a notice will be given to John Bowman and security that if we see Jean Becker running on the campus, these roads are welcome.
To let her go.
To let her go, absolutely. And maybe if you see Jean out there, you can, if not join her in a run, maybe allow her to inspire us all to get out there and just move a little bit more on
Yeah.
really safe, flat roadways and sidewalks that we
Right.
have here at Brethren Village.
Yeah. You can join me.
Well, Jean, I thank you so much for
You
your
are
time, for your 16 years at Brethren Village.
Yeah.
And on behalf of the residents and the team members and your Brethren Village family, we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much. I will miss a lot of people here.
Well, don't be a
Some
stranger.
friends. That's what they
You're
say.
always welcome back.
Okay.
So with that, folks, I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about Jean Becker. And until next time, I wish you all a very good day. Thanks.